Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. I hope you are having an amazing morning. I hope you're ready to get this day started. My name, I keep forgetting to turn this up every morning. I'm sorry, you get my finger first thing in the morning. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Thank you, everybody that joins the show every morning. I greatly appreciate it. Hey, Monica. Monty, I'm sorry, I ain't used to saying Monica. How you doing this morning? I hope everybody's been enjoying the show. I hope you've been getting something out of it and that we have been helping you along the way. That's the most important part. Make sure that we're sharing good information and not something that you're not going to put into action. You know, that's what we want, something that you want to put into action. And like most people call me JoJo. They're not going to say I can't say Monica. I'm just going to say Money because that's what I've known my whole life. Good morning, Lynn.
Hey, good morning. One of my favorite cousins, her name is Monica. We call her Money too. So I didn't know anybody else did that.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
She's my sister. Her and my sister were best friends growing up.
Okay. Awesome sauce. All right, guys. So good morning. I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yes, I said it, America's #1. And we're going to get started with our quote for this morning as we're having these financial confessions and conversations today. The quote this morning comes from Bruce Lee, actually. And a wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer, right? Let me repeat that. A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer. You say, now, Lynn, what does that mean? See, guys, when a person is listening to you and you ask a foolish question, then it gives them a lot of information, a lot more information probably than you wanted to give. But then it also gives them a starting point as far as your mindset and what you're thinking, as opposed to a fool learning from a wise answer. So it's very important the types of questions that you are asking, not that you are answering, the types of questions that you are asking. Are you asking empowering questions that are going to move you to your next level? That's most important. That's what I get from Mr. Bruce Lee this morning. Good morning, Aunt Althea. Thank you for joining us as well. Guys, today's conversation for our financial confession this morning is what they won't tell you about investing. What they won't tell you about investing. We've all had, opportunities or to be privy to these conversations or even to participate in the conversation where somebody says, oh, y'all, I have this great investing tip, or I have this great investing opportunity, but I need a little bit of money to get it started, right? Or I need to do this. It's going to be awesome. And they give you all of the insights around this particular opportunity, and you just don't quite understand it. The number one thing, guys, is do not invest in anything that you do not understand and that you cannot control in some shape, form, or fashion. Do not invest in anything that you do not understand and that you cannot control. It doesn't mean that it's always a bad investment. It's just a way to go about this thing. So you first need to know what kind of investor you are. What's your purpose, right? And we've talked about the 7 levels of investor on this show before, the teachings of Robert Kiyosaki. But what I want to say to you today, are you a capital gains investor or are you a cash flow investor? What type of investor are you as you push forward to reach your goals? Because ultimately, that's what's going to be most important. You need to do your own research is what I'm trying to tell you, right? Knowing what to do, what to research in order to invest. And why do I say this, guys? This is very important. You might want to write this down somewhere because we know as Trevor Ott says, note takers are money makers, right? Write this down. There is no such thing as a dangerous investment, only dangerous investors. There is no such thing as a dangerous investment, only dangerous investors. So what does that mean? I'll put it to you in this way. Is a car dangerous?
Nope.
A car sitting in your driveway, not going anywhere, is not going to be a danger to anyone. It does not become dangerous until the person behind the wheel, right, takes control of that and starts to do what it is that they do. So the act of being the car is not dangerous. Dare I say, we can use the same example with a gun. Is a gun dangerous? Not if it's just sitting there in its case locked away, right? When does a gun become dangerous? The gun becomes dangerous in the hands of the individual who is not trained in knowing how to utilize it. So that's why we say investing is not dangerous. There are only dangerous investors. So you see how people change the equation for a lot of things? When you put people when you put people into the formula, it can definitely change the situation. So what we're talking about this morning, good morning, Risa. Thank you for joining. Good morning. I think it's Libertha Oliver. Thank you for watching as well. What we're talking about this morning is what they won't tell you about investing. What they won't tell you about investing. And the number one thing, guys, that I share over and over is that you must have a goal. And you say, Lynn, why do you always say that? We know we need a goal. We know that that's important. And I shared it this way with my 7-year-old because we have these conversations. And like I said earlier, and like it's been said over and over, there are certain things, right, that if you can explain them to a 7-year-old, then you truly understand it. So I'm going to share with you all the same scenario that I shared with him in regards to knowing your destination and actually making it to that destination, right? So in looking at that, I had this conversation with Malachi. We were sitting in the front room, and we were talking about setting goals, and I wanted to give him a clear depiction of what that actually meant. So I said, well, Malachi, then I need you to walk to that corner. Go from here to that corner. So he starts walking to the corner that I pointed out to him on the right-hand side of the room. As he's walking to that corner, then I put a chair in front of him. Do you know what he did? He went around the chair and he went to the corner. You see, the thing is, that destination didn't change. He knew he needed to get to the corner, and he went to the corner by any means necessary. Then I did it again. I said, okay, let's start over. I want you to just walk in a straight line, Malachi. And he says, huh? Where am I going? I said, just walk in a straight line. Wherever you're going, just walk in a straight line. So he starts out, he's walking in a straight line, and I put the chair in front of him. Guess what happens?
He stopped.
He stops, right? He stops. He's not moving. He's no longer moving because I said, well, Malachi, why are you not going? He says, because you told me to walk in a straight line and now you put something in my way, right? See, having a goal allows you to now be able to get to your destination. And if you know where your destination is, if you know what your end goal is, if your end goal is, to put money aside for your retirement, or your end goal is to put money into an education fund for your child, or your end goal is you fill in the blank, no matter what happens along that path, you know what your destination is, so you can pivot, you can change, you can edit, you can modify to still get there because you know where you're going. Good morning, Charlene. Thank you for joining us. Because you know where you're going. As long as you have a destination, you can get there. See, that's what's most important, guys, as you start out on this journey, especially with the intent of investing to get to your next. See, these are the things that people won't tell you. I'm here to share it with you this morning. It's going to help you to get to your next. And in getting to your next, when we talk about this destination with investing, there are several things that you need to know. Of course, that's the industry that you're going to invest in. Make sure that you're paying attention to that. And if you need some guidance in getting to that point of, well, how do I understand the industry? What's the blueprint? I got you. Go to bit.ly/investing blueprint. That is where I support you in doing the right research so that you can invest in the right things and build a solid foundation. The other thing that I want to share with you guys is you have to know the principles of investing. What are your principles? And when we talk about the principles of investing, those principles are going to be what guide you to ensure that you're investing in the right thing. If you have morals around a particular thing that you choose to invest in, then there are now opportunities for you to ensure that you're doing the research and that you're going to be investing in that thing that's going to get you to your destination, get you to your end goal, whatever it is that you're working on. And then finally, guys, you need a system. You must have a system of investing, just like we talked about that path of getting to your destination. That system allows you to develop that process step by step that's going to allow you to get to where you need to go. So I also wanted to share with you this morning, not only just talking about the things that they don't want you to know about investing, I want to give you the 5 lessons that I learned from investing. And I learned these lessons from investing. And this is when I first started out, when I first made my first 6 figures in investing. Okay. And I mean, you think, oh, wow, you make 6 figures in investing. It doesn't go that far, right? There are things that you have to do to get beyond that. Okay. But I'm sharing with you, what were those first lessons that I learned on this investing journey? And the first thing that I want you to know, first and foremost, and you hear this over and over, but it is so true. Number 1, save yourself before you try to save the world, right? We hear it over and over and over. You get on the airplane. What do they tell you first? In the event of an emergency, put your mask on before you try to help someone else. The same thing applies here in investing. As you're investing to build generational wealth, to leave a legacy, you have to recognize and understand that you have to save yourself first, because you cannot save anyone else if you're out there drowning. If you're out there in the middle of the ocean drowning and you're going out trying to save somebody else, chances are you're going down with them, right? So on this journey to investing, you must save yourself first. So how do you save yourself first? Guys, you have to build a solid foundation for your finances across the board, and you need a blueprint that's going to help you so that you maintain, right, a system that's going to allow you to invest with confidence. Because there are things out there, it can easily go awry in 15 seconds or less, because there are so many things that are happening. It is constantly changing. The markets are constantly changing. There are people, like I said, when people get involved in situations, they can become dangerous. But as soon as you have mastered the concept of saving yourself first, then you'll be able to better support others along the way. The next thing that I say to you, the next lesson that I learned with my investing is that you don't have to get it right every time, as long as you get it right the majority of the time, right? And when you say, well, Lynn, why are you saying that? Because guys, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. That's life. And investing, when you're learning this game, sometimes you win in your investments and sometimes you lose. And I've shared this before. I remember earlier this year, in that one day in January, when I lost $12,000 in one day. This was like within a couple of hours. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, right? I've lost bits and pieces before, but to sit there and lose $12,000 within a couple of hours, that hurt me for a second. And I had to figure out, okay, wait a minute, I got to come back to this thing and look at it again. So you have to recognize, yes, that sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, but you have to have a plan in place that's going to allow you to win more than you lose. And that's why a blueprint helps you to be able to do that, to be able to accomplish that in your investing. See, guys, I'm sharing with you the lessons that I've learned on this investing journey that are going to help you to get to your next. The third thing I want to share with you guys is verify, don't assume. You must verify, don't assume. And what I mean by that, you must verify everything in an investing opportunity that you need to. You must do the research, look for it, make sure you understand it. How does that company compete? What's the leadership? What is your analysis telling you on this? See, that's that UCLA method that's incorporated within the blueprint. Verify what is happening within that investment. Don't assume. Don't just go out there all willy-nilly thinking that, hey, I think this is going to work, and not verifying, not, fact checking, right? Just because you feel that, right, this is a great opportunity. This is the number one key to investing for success. And the questions that I often ask myself when I verify as opposed to assuming, write these two questions down too. Questions you need to ask yourself: what could go wrong? Right? You have to ask yourself what could go wrong. When you ask yourself what could go wrong, then you can now put a plan in place to protect yourself when things do go wrong. And then you need to ask yourself, what don't I see? Because sometimes we can be so close to a situation, so close to an opportunity, that we cannot see what's wrong with it. And that goes back, you can think back to when you were a kid in school. You had to write an essay for English class. I know I had to write many essays for English class. I write that thing up, I thought it was the bomb, right? Then I'll give it to someone else. They look at it and they strike through it. And I was sharing on the other show, my husband is notorious for that. Anytime I write something up, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. He can't find anything wrong with this, right? And I give it to him to read, and he's marked it all up, circling, put a squiggly line through it over here. I'm like, you just messed my paper all the way up, right? So you have to verify things, guys, not assume. So ask yourself those questions. What could go wrong? And what is it that you don't see, so that you can now figure out a plan, a course of action, if you will, that's going to allow you to connect with the right people, to get the right research, to get the right systems in place that are going to allow you to invest with company. That's why I created the blueprint. See, this system is going to help you to be able to recognize and identify what are those companies that you can buy through the stock, right? What are those stock options that you can purchase? What are the things you can do? Do I need to buy it now? Do I sell it? Do I hold it? Or do I get rid of it? See, those are all the different things that come into play that are going to help you to verify or keep you from assuming that an investment is a great idea. The number 4 lesson I learned, guys, with investing, especially when you're starting out, you must know, like, and understand the companies that you are investing in. You must know, like, and understand the companies you are investing in. Why? Because the number 1 rule that I shared with you earlier, just like when someone comes to you and say, hey, I got this great investing opportunity. When do you tend to lose the most money? When you don't know something about it and you don't understand it, right? Yet there are chances where you can get lucky. But those chances are typically far and few between when it comes to the research that's shared out there. So make sure you know, like, and understand those companies that you want to invest in. Look around your house. It's very much telltale signs around your home, those things that you know, like, and love and understand. Then go and do the research. Go Google that company. Find out where they are on the stock exchange. Find out the stock symbols. Find out if it's most of the stock symbols are 3 letters or 4 letters, and that's dependent upon which exchange it's on, right? Find out what those 3 stock symbols are and then go out there and do some research. It's very simple to do the research, but the process has been presented to us in a complex way. See, guys, these are the things that they won't tell you about investing. It's really simpler, right? It's more simple than it's made to seem. But you must know the rules. You must have a system. You got to know, right? What are the things that you're looking for? And once you know and identify those things that you're looking for, then there are opportunities now for you to start investing in a different way. Now you can invest with confidence. Now you can go out there and pick those right stocks because you have that UCLA method under your belt. You understand the companies. You know how they compete. You know what their brand is, right? You know what their durable competitive advantage is. You know that company's going to be around for a while. You know what the leadership's goals are. And then you could complete your analysis. You know what numbers to look at. You know the difference between the price and the value. You know when to get in and when to get out. You guys saw it the other day. Maybe you didn't, but if you didn't, go look it up. Go look up Papa John's and see what's happened to their stock since all of this has been going on with their CEO. Well, no longer the CEO and founder. He's been booted, right? He resigned and then they booted him out of the offices. Look at the stock. There are potential opportunities. Not saying go invest in Papa John's. I am not saying that by any stretch of the imagination. However, if you know, like, and understand that company and you feel that's something that you are interested in investing in, then you do the research. You go through, you understand it. How do they compete? What is the leadership looking like right now? And then complete your analysis. Look at the price and the value of the stock. Do you know when is a good time to get in and to get out? That's why you need a system for your investing, right? That's why you need a system for your investing, guys. So I just wanted to make sure that I shared those things with you because it's extremely important, guys, that you understand you got to know your destination before you can get there. And people always ask me, well, Lynn, where do I start? You start with the end. You begin with the end in mind. What is it ultimately that you want to achieve as a result of this investment? See, once you have that destination, once you have that end goal, once you begin with the end in mind, it improves the probability of you being successful. The only thing missing now is the formula, right? And that formula is your investing blueprint. Go to bit.ly/the investing blueprint, guys. That is where you can get the information that you need. If you are interested in a live course where I'll be training and teaching you utilizing the Stockpile app and how do you go through each of these processes, how do you analyze, how do you get through and look at the events, how do you recognize what is actually happening, that class will be beginning on August 2nd. Thursday, August 2nd, go ahead and get your tickets. For those of you who are in my Make Money Investing group, I have a special price for you that you can utilize to gain access to the course. Gain access to the course, guys. You not only get the course for the time that it's delivered, you get lifetime access to the course because you'll also receive the recording. So when you need to go back and review the information, review the content that's been shared, it'll be right there at your fingertips. You don't have to go anywhere. And the beauty of that, guys, when I update it and share any updates, you get those recordings too. So you can't beat that with a stick. Who does that? Who goes and gives you a course that you have lifetime access to, and once the course is updated, you also get to receive the updates, any of the extra materials that are updated and provided to support in that course. So go to bit.ly/investing blueprint. It's not for the interested, guys. It's for the committed because it takes commitment to get to your destination. But you must know where it is that you want to go. I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yes, I said it, America's #1. And thank you so much for joining for the financial conversation this morning. So let's go over for those life confessions and conversations with my co-host, Miss JoJo.
Good morning, guys. I've already posted your link. So, guys, if you want to participate with Lynn, the link is in the comments so that you can go ahead and register and check that out and sign up for her class. And let me go ahead. You want me to post the talk to Lynn?
Sure, that's perfectly good. Guys, if you have more questions and you want to get those questions answered in regards to whether or not this is the best fit for you, bit.ly/talk to Lynn is there on the screen, so you can schedule a time to speak with me. Go on this appointment scheduler, select a time, and then we'll connect.
Okay. All right, guys, make sure if you have any questions that you at this point, if you don't do it, it's just because you're not ready to do it. Not because you don't have the information to do so. It's just that you don't want to do so. And that's okay too. So at least we know that we put the information out there for you so that you can do what you need to do. All right, guys, so the fearless thought for today is, are you living your fears or are you living your dreams? Because there's a relationship between your fears and the stress in your life. They go actually hand in hand. And a lot of people are stressed out simply because they are living their fears and not their dreams. We're always living, and I include myself in this too, we're always living in the what if, but what about, or I coulda, shoulda, woulda, instead of thinking about what we could be doing to achieve our dreams. And all of that causes additional stress on you. So have you ever thought, I haven't done anything today, but I'm exhausted? The inactivity of your mind and your body will stress you out. Stress shows up in sleep. It shows up in being tired all the time. It shows up in your conversation because you have absolutely nothing else to talk about other than you being tired and you being stressed. And so you need to take on what's today? Hump Day Wednesday. Today's Hump Day Wednesday. Take some time to think about, are you living your dreams or are you living your fears? And if you're living your fears, what are you going to do about that? What actions are you going to take today that's going to help you get out of that crazy funk that you are in? Because right now you're at a crossroads. Because, excuse me, you come to the Fearless Morning Show every morning, right? And you get information on how to live past crazy in your life and your finances. And you get great tips. There's no doubt in my mind that Lynn and I give you amazing information and things that you need to do to get where you want to be. And you are hyped up and you're excited. And then as soon as the video goes off or Lynn and I go away, you're right back into feeling sorry for yourself. I can't do that. Who am I to do this? Ooh, they can do it, but it's not me. Let me tell y'all something. I'm a little girl from Forest City. Grew up in the right one street below the hood. I used to want to hang out in the hood all the time, but my mama and daddy wouldn't let me. But I'm just saying, there's absolutely no difference between you and me. The only difference is the application of knowledge. And the knowledge is not that difficult to obtain. We have broken it down into bite-sized pieces so you can pick and choose what you want to ingest and act upon. So if you're a beginner at living past crazy in your relationships, if you just admit that maybe this is not the best relationship, maybe this is not the best friendship, workship, whatever it may be, as long as you can first identify that there is a problem. Now that we know that and we start to address it, I promise you, I can guarantee you living in crazy is going to stop. You're going to have some relief, because change, when you start to change things, it starts to relieve some of the stress that you have going on. And sometimes our stress is self-inflicted. Meaning if you're not paying attention to what's going on in your life and your finances, if you're not paying attention to your money, your bank account, you're stressed out. But once you start paying attention to it and looking at it, then you realize what's really going on. So stress goes away because now you are informed. When you look at your relationships and realize that that man is crazy and he means you no good, and you realize the power that you have as a woman, then some of the stress is relieved. when you start enforcing those new rules to you, those new things that you are working on, and that you see people start to change, it relieves some stress, because right now you are taking on the stress of changing for absolutely everybody that you meet. You're taking on the stress of being this friend for this person. You got to be this for this person. You got to be this at work. And when you do all that, you are stressed out to the max all the time. So when you get home, you're exhausted. You're tired. You don't know what to do. And you just want to sit on the couch and watch TV. If you replace one of those activities with something that challenges your mind just a little bit, I don't care if it's listening to a book. Y'all know I'm a quote person. Find your quote and you read it. Anything that's going to motivate you to do something different. Because we've got to stop living in our fears and start living in our dreams. It is not our job to feed into your doubts and your fears. It is our job to feed into your dreams and your future. So if you're coming here every morning and you're stealing crazy, I can almost guarantee, Lynn, that we've given you enough steps to get out of crazy. At this point, you are enjoying crazy. You like it.
Right.
And not only do you like it, you might love it. But if you're at this point where you say, yeah, JoJo, I'm being crazy, but it's hard. Let me tell you something, baby. Being in crazy is going to be hard. Getting out of crazy is going to be hard. Living free of crazy is easy. Now, which one do you want? You want to continue living in hard, or do you want to live in easy? Because you're going to have to address it. If you don't, it's going to address you, and it's going to keep you tied up in crazy from now until it gets tired of you being crazy. And then when it leaves and you still haven't addressed it, guess what hangs on? Crazy, because then you've adopted that atmosphere of crazy and you don't know how to do anything different. So today, do something different, guys. Start living your dreams and not your fears. Address those things. Yeah, it may be, we can't be afraid of confrontation. I absolutely hate confrontation, but sometimes you got to put your big girl panties on and you got to handle your business. I promise you, your life is at stake. And if you don't handle it, you're going to be more stressed out, and then you're gonna have more health problems. Next thing you know, you drinking, you got a heart attack, you smoking cigarettes because you have no outlet for that stress at all. Period.
Right.
So you need to make sure that you are taking care of that. And if you need little help, that's what Lynn and I are here for. So if you know anybody that needs to live past crazy, if you know that they may be enjoying crazy, maybe a little bit too much, send them on over here to the Fearless Morning Show so that we can give them some tips and things that they need to start living past crazy. Because you do not, absolutely, you don't have to stay in it. I was at the store Sunday morning. Yeah, I went to the grocery store Sunday morning, and this lady was in there. And you know, I will compliment a sister. I compliment a sister every day, all day long. It's just what I do because I feel like we don't do that enough. So I compliment women all day long. And this sister was with her mother. And homegirl's wig, the part was right here. And I was like, should I tell her that her wig is crooked and then the part is right here? But it looked like her mama was getting on her nerves because they had different boogers. She kept saying, come on, mom. Come on, mama. And then I looked at her and I smiled. And she looked at me like, I wish you would say something about my crooked wig. And you going to be the one that's going to get all this anger and frustration. I picked up my bananas and I kept right on pushing because if she was okay with that crooked wig, so was I, because I was not. She gave me that look like, come on, go ahead and say something about my crooked wig. So sometimes you got to pick your own battles, girl. But she looked like she was enjoying crazy. And look, the man with the paper hat. Good morning, Malachi. How you doing? And so she looked like.
Good morning.
Huh?
Good morning.
Good morning.
He got up. I guess he was bored. He had to get up and make something for himself. So he made himself a paper hat and put his name on it.
I ain't mad at you, dog.
I'm not either. Go do what you do and get your creativity on in your room. Right?
That is
Go
so
do
true.
what you do.
That is so true. But that lady looked like she was so enjoying her crazy. So it was not bothering her. So it was not bothering me. Some people truly enjoy the crazy lifestyle because it gives them something to do. And if they didn't live in crazy, they would have nothing to do. But I guarantee if you got out of crazy, if you start living past crazy, you'll find that there's a whole different world, stress-free out there that you can so enjoy. But some people, they just love it.
Yeah.
But we thank you guys for joining the Fearless Morning Show. Make sure you share the video. Don't forget to share. And if there's anything you want us to talk about or cover, to let us know, reach out to us. As always, if your friends and family do not have Facebook and you know they need to live past crazy, because we're looking for individuals who need to live past crazy in their life and their finances, they can always go to YouTube and binge watch all 120 something shows over there, and it is by title. So you can pick whatever title you want them to have to listen to. Something else I was gonna say. What was I forgot. My train of thought went away that fast, Lynn. What was it?
I don't know, but your zip lining experience and your jumping out of the plane shall be coming forth. So I wanted to share this too. Will Smith did a video on fear and living past your fear.
Mhm.
Since you're the living past crazy, especially he did a segment on living past your fear, and he was talking about
Jumping out of a plane.
and he talked about the fact that you go to sleep at night, and he said no, he was in a bar with his friends, and they was like, why don't we go skydiving? And he's like, everybody drunk, so I guess we're gonna be all right. So he said he at home in the bed at night, sleep. He said, well, everybody had to be drunk, so I know they not gonna, we're not gonna go through it. This and it's gonna be all right. Everybody's scared, right? So we're not gonna be jumping. And then he said he get up the next morning and his boys all happy and high. Yeah, let's go jump out the plane. Let's go jump out the plane. And he's sitting over there, oh gosh, right?
Yeah.
But he not saying anything because he's scared.
He's
And I love
scared,
it. You
honey.
guys gotta go watch the video because he breaks it all the way down, and he talks about the fact that when you get to the edge, right before you're getting ready to jump out of the plane and actually go skydiving, the person that you're attached to, right, says on the count of 3, I'm gonna push you, and he says 1, 2, and he pushes on 2 because on 3 everybody grabs onto the side. He said he pushed him on 2, and he said he was screaming at first on the way down, but then he recognized he was flying, and he was like, it's bliss, right?
Yeah.
He said this is the point of bliss, the point where you're at your greatest fear is when you can reach your greatest point of bliss.
Yes.
So JoJo, you seen that video. I shared the thoughts right here this morning. It is nothing to it but to do it.
Listen, I'm gonna do the zip lining. I'm not jumping out the plane. I ain't got that good yet. I'll do let me put this in parentheses. I'm not parentheses. I'm put this in a block. I am doing the baby zip lining and the baby roller coaster. That's what I'm doing. And Malachi, don't give me that look. I'm not getting on that big roller coaster with your mama. He like, what? Baby roller coaster? Yes, the baby.
Tell him, Malachi. Tell her.
Malachi, I'm going to the kiddie zone. Please understand where Miss Jo is going.
I made my own roller coaster at home.
Oh, buddy. Oh, he made his own roller coaster here at the house the other day. He got, those those foam mattresses, like when you flip on it, like gymnastics and stuff. He actually put it on the staircase, rolled up the end of it, and sat in it and went down the stairs, zipping down the staircase.
I ain't mad at
So my mama said it was fun and it was safe. I was like, okay, buddy. He said he made his own roller coaster, but okay. That's what you get when you have creativity at the house. Paper hats and roller coasters on your staircase.
You want to hear some of the things I came up with. But y'all,
right.
Lynn will videotape. She's going to videotape because I'm not going to do it. If you want to join me on my Be Fearless journey to try something new and different, make sure you sign up right there. And then maybe Lynn and I'll have a meetup and y'all can see me cry in person because I'm guaranteed to act just like a big old baby when it comes to I'm going to be fine in line. But once that thing come down and we start chugging up the little hill, everything all my cool points go out the window. So it's gonna be real ugly. But I'm doing it for the Fearless Morning Show, y'all. I'm doing it for y'all. And I don't
We
want,
gotta go live.
yeah, you gonna have to go live because I'm not holding no electronic devices because it's gonna be like, ah, and I'm gonna throw it out. I'm not gonna be able to hold it. So guys, make sure you join to share and join me on this Be Fearless journey to try something different. All right, guys, I hope you have a great Wednesday. As you wear the paper hat, I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. And we will see you here bright and early tomorrow morning at 7:15. Have a good one.
Sign it off.
Bye.